What's up, YouTube? It's your girl mzddollars. I'm back with a new video. So today we're going to talk about hair growth tips, what I've learned along the way for growing my hair out. These tips have definitely helped me grow my hair from it's been stagnant about here. Then I had to chop the ends off, chop the color off. You know, over time I did not do a big chop. But if you would like to know the tips that I've found helpful when growing my hair out, then just keep on watching. Thank you. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe too. Don't play, and I'll see y'all in the next video. So let's get into this video. I've been getting asked a lot about hair growth tips, how I grow my hair so long, and things like that. I'm gonna do my makeup, and I'm gonna give y'all some tips that's helped me along the way growing my hair. So if y'all would like to see this video, just keep on watching. Oh, and I'm gonna be looking down because I'm looking into this viewfinder. Yeah, so I need that to do my makeup, and we just gonna talk and chit chat, all right? So make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. All right, so I'm using this brow stylist definer for my eyes, or for my brows. It's kind of hard using that too, so I'm gonna put a mirror right here. So I'm gonna be looking at two things. I'm gonna be looking all over the place, but don't worry about it. So the first tip I have for growing your hair out. You want to know what the problem is. If your hair is lacking moisture, if your hair is thin, if your hair is just not growing, if your hair is damaged. You want to know what's the problem so you can fix it. And I would say the number one tip is keeping your hair moisturized. Hydration. You want to keep your hair moisturized, right? So the number one thing in moisture is water. All the things that your hair needs, leave-in conditioners, things like that, hair milks, whatever you choose to use as a moisturizer. Make sure you're doing deep conditioning. If you're not doing deep conditioning, hair mask, avocados, honey, things like that for hair mask. And that's also treating your hair. Okay, so number one is moisture. If y'all need a second to get a piece of paper and a pencil, you know, go do your thing, okay? Or you can just play this video over and over how many times you need to play it. But I got you. Okay? Now, when I say keep your hair moisturized, I do not necessarily mean to wash your hair every week or every day. Depending on your ethnicity, Black people, we don't have to wash our hair every day. It takes longer for our hair to make oils. So give your hair time to make oils and, you know, do what it do. All right, you won't want to wash away your natural oils and then you think that you're putting oils in it or moisture in it. You're stripping it, okay? Especially if you're shampooing every week and every day. Baby, your hair is dry. And it's going to be hard to keep the moisture in because you're doing too much, okay? Growing hair is about less, not more. You want to do less, not more, okay? So deep conditioner hair mask. That's a great way to do moisture. Steam treatments. That also is a wonderful thing for your scalp, for your hair, the roots, you know, everything. Love steam treatments. My hair is normal porosity, so we're going to get to that too, knowing the porosity of your hair. My hair is normal porosity, so it doesn't take much for me to do. And a lot of products typically work for my hair. It just, I had to find the right products for my hair, which I did. It took me some time too. But I found them and I stick with them. I don't keep trying new things that comes out and buying different things because people told me to do this, then the third. No. I stick to what my hair told me it likes, and it's continuing to grow over time. Now, do I take care of my hair as much as I take care of my kids? No. I do hair for a living, so 9 times out of 10, I don't be wanting to do my hair. I wash it, deep condition it, and put it in a protective styling and keep it going. I just don't be feeling like it. Once it gets time to do my hair, after I do 3 kids, everyone during the week that I do, I don't even be feeling like it. So yeah, we're gonna move on to tip 2. I'll go over all the tips too towards the end, just as like a refresher. But tip 2 is learning the porosity of your hair. Okay, so as naturals, a lot of people say, oh yeah, I'm a 4B, oh yeah, I'm a 3C, and this and a third. But what does that tell you about your hair? Knowing if you are a 4B, 3C, A3, all that stuff, is just knowing the curl pattern of your hair. Okay? That doesn't really help you grow your hair by knowing how your curls look. Okay? Sorry, y'all. I had to turn the lighting up. I look dark, and I had to wipe off that camera because y'all couldn't see me, and I apologize for that, but I fixed it. We back. So, what you want to know is the porosity of your hair. You want to know how your hair retains moisture. Now, knowing that will help you grow your hair, unlike knowing the curl type, okay? No one cares, really. I don't know the curl type of my hair. I have I got loose curls in the front and tighter curls in the back. That's what I do now. I'm not walking around here saying I know I'm 4A, 4B, 3C, none of that. Okay, it's not helping me being natural. It's not helping me know what I need to buy and what I need to do to grow my hair. However, knowing the porosity of your hair will tell you what you need to do. So there's 3 types of porosities, right? You have high porosity, you have low porosity, and you have normal porosity. And like I mentioned, I am normal. I'm not going to say that it sinks to the bottom because normal porosity hair floats. It doesn't really reach the bottom and it doesn't stay at the top. It's kind of like in the middle. Okay, so with normal porosity hair, you can use gels, you can use creams, you can use leave-ins. You do want to wash your hair with warm water, and then when you like dry it, you want to use cool. Now when you do conditioning, always use cold water or cool water to wash it out. That's just period. Okay, so my brows take a little while to do, so I'm gonna do my brows and then I'm gonna come back on camera. Okay, so I'm back. Now we was talking about porosity. So normal porosity is floats, and you can use pretty much creams, leave-ins, or gels. So your hair is pretty open to any and everything. So that's pretty much my hair. Now, so low porosity. I'm gonna use this Milk primer. I already put some on my forehead. I'm gonna use this to make sure my pores are protected because my face is breaking out from these masks. But anywho, low porosity is your hair pretty much sinks, like it doesn't sink at all. It sits right on top of the water, so your hair is not absorbing moisture. This basically means your hair is very hard for you to retain moisture, right? Because your cuticles on your hair shafts, they're tightly open, which means they're open, but it's really, really tight. So the moisture can't get through it. It's very hard. And with this type of porosity, you do not want to do protein treatments, okay? You do not want to do protein treatments. You want to use warm water and warm heat, okay? That's what's best for this type of hair. The products that you can use are mists and like hair milks. For foundation, I will be using Too Faced and Chai, and then the Mocha 24-hour matte. I'm going to use both of those. Now for high porosity hair, your hair sinks, right? It sinks to the water. Your cuticles are wide open. It's easy to retain moisture. And with this, you want to use cool water, less heat. You want to use cold, like when you're drying your hair. You want to use cool air, or you can air dry. That's the best thing. You can air dry, or you can use cool air. You do not want to use heat. Okay, so products that this type of porosity loves is like avocados, oils such as like Jamaican black castor oil and coconut oil for moisture. This is thicker products. When you have high porosity hair, you can use thicker products. You don't have to use so much water-based products. For low porosity hair, you want to use water-based products, okay? For high porosity, you want to use thicker base, thicker creams, things like that. For normal porosity, like I said, you could basically use anything. Now, this is the most important step because you want to know how your hair retains moisture. What do you need to get your hair to lock in that moisture? Okay, so this is why I say it's more important than knowing the curl pattern of your hair, because if you're trying to grow your hair and the most important step is moisturizing your hair, you need to know how your hair absorbs moisture. So low, normal, or high porosity hair, what you do to find out the porosity is after you wash your hair, you want to take a clean, just take a piece of your hair, okay? You can cut it off and put it in some water and see if your hair sinks, floats, or kind of just like goes to the middle of the glass that you put it in. And that will determine the porosity of your hair. And will also help you figure out what products you need to buy based off the porosity of your hair. Now, I can't do an in-depth video on that where I can do it. Like I can show y'all my hair. I can show y'all what how I tested it, and then break down each porosity on what products are best to use for your hair. I'm trying to multitask, y'all. I have somewhere to go, and I'm trying to shoot this video out because a lot of people have been asking me about it. So I'm going to move on. If y'all want a more in-depth video on that, just comment it in the comment section. Okay, so I'm going to move on to step 3. Step 3 is finding products that your hair likes. So after you find out the porosity of your hair, you want to find products. You're going to go to the store, go to Walmart, go to the hair store, wherever you shop to buy your products. You want to go there and you want to pick up products that are either water-based or thicker-based and try them out on your hair. Now, being natural, I never said it was cheap, okay? You are going to spend some coins, okay? You're going to spend some coins figuring out what your hair likes. And it's okay. It's okay. If you have children, you know, your children may have different type of hair than yours, so you might get to use it on your children, or you might can give it away to a family member, whatever suits you. But find products that your hair is good with and then stick with it. Find a routine, okay? So number 4, trimming your hair. Definitely. You want to trim your ends, okay? Because if you don't trim your ends and you leave split ends, heat damage, or anything like that, split ends will grow up your hair. So before you know it, it was right here, split ends just that much, and you know, you didn't decide to cut it off, and then when you go back and it's this much and it's just growing up your hair, then you have to look crazy when you get silk presses or whatever the style might be. You don't want that. So you can gradually trim them, but then you have to trim on a regular basis, right? You have to go maybe 6 to 8 weeks, or trim them at home more often, right? If you cut them all off, you don't have so much to worry about because they're gone, and then you starting off fresh. I I was scared to cut off all of my hair because, well, all of the damaged part of my hair, because I was used to my hair being a certain length. So most of my life, my hair was pretty much stagnant right here. My hair wouldn't grow past that. And when I went to get my hair cut and things like that, you know, they want to chop it off a little lower and stuff like that, which I understand. But baby, I don't want my hair shorter than this because I'm used to how I look with it like this. The main goal is to trim them. Whether you trim them gradually or you trim them all at once. You just want to keep your ends trimmed, okay? Trim them to your comfort level, whatever that is for you. For me, it was gradually, okay? Because I didn't want to just deal with that big old chop. I just didn't want to do it. Now, the next step is stand away from heat, okay? I mean like heat, hot air. We're not talking about warm because sometimes you need warm heat. That's not the problem. We're talking about heat and temperatures that may damage your hair or change the texture of your hair and things like that. High heat. You don't want to be blowing drying your hair on high heat every time you wash your hair. You don't want to be sitting under the dryer doing a blowout, what is it called? The rod sets. And you sitting under the dryer for 1.5 to 2 hours trying to dry your hair. That's heat. Okay, you want to stay away from that. So I would say if you can go up to 6 months without putting heat on your hair, do that. If you can't, then you want to find a professional that knows what they're doing to where they can treat your hair and learn your hair to where they can help you grow your hair, right? So if you don't know what to do in between styles, you don't know how to wash your hair and kind of like put it in Felicia braids or twist or something like that, put in a protective style to dry your hair, then maybe go to a professional. Because if you don't know how to two-strand twist or do little protective styles, then and you're resulting to blow drying your hair every time, it's just not good. It's not good for your natural state to blow dry your hair so often. So if you could get your hair a little damp, just let it like air dry for a little while and then kind of finish it out. You can do the tension method and kind of finish it out. Then that would be better than just combing through high heat. Your hair is wet and you're just blow drying your hair. Always use a heat protectant when you are using heat. Flat iron, blow dryer, what is it called? What is it called, y'all? Wand curls and stuff like that. You want to use heat protectant. And then what I've noticed is when I'm going outside, because I live in Texas, when I go outside and you know that sun is a different type of sun because I'm from North Carolina, and baby, this sun is like hell 2.0, all right? Never been to hell, but it is what it is. It's hot. And I spray heat protectant on my hair. Like if I have my ponytail out, I would spray heat protectant on my hair. You got to protect those ends. All right, spray heat protectant, run it through you know the hair or whatever, and then keep it moving. So I've contoured my face, I've set it with powder, and we're gonna move on. Okay, so the last tip I would say is low manipulation. You want to do things or style your hair to where you don't have to touch it. You want to just leave it alone and let it be, right? Things like wearing weaves. You know, you can do twists, flat twists, buns. But you also want to protect your hair in the bun. So if you're going to put it in a bun, then I would say like twist the ends and then put it into a bun. Or spray heat protectant and then put it away. You don't want to just leave your hair out matted. Make sure you comb it through. Things like that. Have it detangle as much as possible and then put it in a bun. So, styles like protective styles include the braids or weaves to where your hair is pretty much covered up. Be careful when you get protective styles though. Make sure that the person who's doing it is not doing it too tight. And make sure that your hair, your natural hair, is still able to breathe. Now, I know like you like braids that are fuller and things like that. That's all good. But you want to allow the scalp to breathe. It needs to get air. So if you have braids and it's this much hair and then your braid is this size just to make them fuller, you want to remember that when those braids come down, your hair is going to shed. So if you have little strands of hair in those braids, then most of that hair is going to come off because of the weight of the braid. You want to be mindful when it comes to things like that, because your hair, if it's breaking off more than it's growing, then you're definitely not going to see any results. So just keep that in mind as well. Okay, so I'm going to use my foundation brush, and I'm going to just make sure this powder is pushed into my skin. So if you guys have any questions about any of the steps that I have discussed, then make sure you comment them down below. Now, the products that I use on my hair is Tresemme. I use the Tresemme Moisturized shampoo and conditioner. I would shampoo my hair because I don't put a lot of products in my hair. Sorry, my ear is itching. I would shampoo my hair once a month, and then I would co-wash it the second time I wash my hair, which is just conditioner. Then I use leave-in conditioner. The leave-in conditioner that I use is the Shea Moisture, the Jamaican Black Castor Oil brand. So it has the yellow label around it. I use that brand. And I have an amazing hair growth oil. I've been using it for 5 years on me and my kids' hair. I now sell it on my site, and I'll have that linked in the description of this video. So be sure to check that out. I hate that can because sometimes it squirts out this white stuff, and I don't know why. So I just pat it in to my face like so. And make sure y'all bring the makeup down to y'all neck, y'all. Make sure y'all do that. So I use Tresemme shampoo and conditioner. I use Shea Moisture's leave-in conditioner. I use my hair growth oil, which is a mixture of all natural oils. It is available on my site. Like I said, it's linked in the description. When I use heat products, I use the Tresemme's heat protectant, and they have two that I like. It is a black bottle with a red top, and then I like the red bottle with the black top. That's the keratin one, heat protectant. I love those two. When I'm doing straightening as well, I use the Tresemme leave-in conditioner. It's also a great detangler if you need it for your kids as well. Let me do these lips real quick, real fast like, and that's pretty much it, y'all. So this is a Ruby Kiss pencil, and I absolutely love it. Love it. It's definitely beautiful. Okay, great shade of brown. And then I'm just going to put Clean Cases by Crayon Kiss on top of it. So for mascara, I'm using the Colossal brand. I got this mini from Ulta. It was a free gift because I spent so much money that day. They gave me this little sampler size. So number one is keeping your hair moisturized. And I'm going to take my hair down, y'all, because I really got to go. And I got to get dressed. But Number 1 is keeping your hair moisturized. Number 2 is learning the porosity of your hair, which if you need a more detailed video or anything like that, then comment it down in the comment section. Number 3 is finding products that your hair likes. Number 4 is trimming your hair regularly, and that's based off of your hair needs, okay? Because some people say, yeah, trim your hair every 4 to 6 weeks. Some people say trim your hair every 6 to 8 weeks. Some people say, you know, you don't really need it that often because your hair doesn't grow that fast. So everything is tailored to your hair and your needs. So, you know, do what's best for you. Number 5 is staying away from heat. All right, you want to use less heat as possible. I've had this blowout for about 3 weeks. I got it over Thanksgiving break, and majority of the time I keep it wrapped. Number 6 is, if you don't know how to care for your hair, you need to find a professional that can help you grow your hair out, and stick with that professional. You don't want a lot of people playing in your hair because different people do different things, and one person may have different beliefs, or, you know, thinks this is what's best for your hair, and then the other person may think this is what's best for your hair. So if you're going back and forth, they're putting their own things, you know, what they think is best in your hair, and it may not go well together. So keep that in mind. And then the last is low manipulation. You want to do protective styles, anything that you don't have to mess with your hair as much as possible, right? So you could put it in braids or something, twists, cornrows, buns, things like that, to where you're not fidgeting with your hair all the time. So I hope these tips were helpful for you. Like I said, if you have any questions, comment them below. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I thank you all for watching this video. I'm about to go and look in the mirror and try to style this better. But this is my hair. It is down to my, like, the top of my pants. And also, if the only way to know if your hair is growing or not is not by looking at it, okay? It may sit here and then it may sit here or anything like that. That is not how you tell if your hair is growing. What you need to do is get a measuring tape, okay? Either curly or straight. Stretch your hair out and measure it with the measuring tape. Okay, because shrinkage is real. You can't just eyeball your hair and think, oh, my hair is not growing, it's always, you know, been at this point. You don't know. It could have grown an inch and you wouldn't know, because it's still in the same vicinity, you know, so you wouldn't know. And don't be caught up in shedding and things like that. Your hair is supposed to shed 100 pieces of hair every day. Do you know how much that is in a week? Okay, and if you're not washing your hair within 2 weeks, that's a lot of hair, so don't be alarmed. I hope this helps you, and thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye.
Give me all your numbers so I can phone you. See my hips.